Okay. Hello class. So, i-discuss natin ngayon yung mga sagot sa tanong natin during activities and quiz sa audit of cash. So, nagpa-activity ako last time na meron tayong 2 problems na sinagutan sa audit of cash. So, ito is to discuss yung solution. So, problem number 1. So, nagbigay ako ng mga details and kailangan nating malaman kung how much ang cash and cash equivalents. Okay. So, ito, kailangan lang nating i-assess on per line item if alin ba dito ang kailangan nating isama sa cash and cash equivalents. So first, current account at BDO, 2,500,000. So dapat natin siyang isama since ito ay isang cash in bank. Current account at BPI with negative 200,000 balance should be excluded in the cash and cash equivalent since this is a bank overdraft. So something na negative balance should be treated as current liability. Except kapag meron tayong same account under BPI. So example, dalawa ang account natin kay BPI, pwede nating i-offset. Pero kapag magkaibang bangko, dapat is hindi natin offset and treated as current liability to. Okay. Payroll account amounting to 600,000 is treated as cash and cash equivalents. Foreign bank account in pesos pero restricted is not cash and cash equivalent since restricted siya. Postage stamps, 2,000, hindi siya cash and cash equivalents and this is supplies. Post-dated check should not be treated as cash since dito tayo yung bibigyan ng cheque. So kung date niya is on a later date pa, hindi pa natin ma-encash. Okay. IOU from controller sister. So this is receivable natin kay controller sister, 10,000 and not cash. Credit memo from a vendor for a purchase return is not cash. Traveler's check, so yun, part siya ng ating cash. NSF check, so no sufficient fund check is hindi siya kasama sa cash since hindi nga funded yung check na binigay sa atin. Money order is treated as cash. Petty cash fund is treated as cash yung portion lang ng currency which is yung 4,000. Treasury bills, kapag 3 months or less, shall be treated as cash and cash equivalent. So for this example, yung 200,000 lang yung kasama. Okay, so problem number 2. So ito, dito kinuha natin magkano yung cash on hand, petty cash, yung mga balance ng bank account. So first, i-check natin magkano yung cash on hand. So, given itong data na meron tayong 500,000 cash on hand and given din yung mga inclusions ng cash on hand. So, meron daw tayong cash on hand na 500,000. Then, letter A, customer check for 40,000 returned by bank on December 26 due to insufficient funds but subsequently redeposited and cleared by bank on January 8. So, ano ba nangyari dito? So, customer's check. So, tayo yung payee, tayo yung babayaran. 40,000, kaso nga lang, no sufficient fund. Binalik nung December 26 kasi kalbog yung cheque or walang laman. Tapos, na-deposit and na-clear ng bank na January 8. So, as of December 31, anong status niya? So, as of December 31, hindi pa na-deposit. So, hindi po pumapasok sa atin yung pera. So, dapat i-exclude pa natin ang NSF check sa ating balance natin. Okay, letter B. Customer's check for 20,000 dated January 2 received on December 29. So ito, na-receive natin ng December 29 kaso nga lang yung date ng check na binigay sa atin ay January 2 pa. So hindi pa natin ma-encash kasi post-dated check siya. January 2 amounting to 20,000 should be deducted on the total cash on hand and the adjusted cash on hand should be 440,000 only. Okay, next. So, yung next question naman is about sa petty cash fund. Sa same problem na to. So, kung may petty cash fund daw tayo dito, sabi niya, sa trial balance nakalagay is 10,000. Pero, yung fund is consisted na itong mga to. Currency and coins, employee balls, bills, and collection for charity, unreplenished petty cash vouchers, and check payable to petty cashier. So, pag tinotal natin yung 2,000 plus 1,600 plus 1,200 plus 1,300 plus 4,000 equals 10,100. So, syempre dito as auditor, chine-check muna natin kung nagtatali ba or nag-foot ba yung 10,1 compared din, i-match din natin dun sa trial balance. So may kita natin na hindi nagmamatch. 10,000 yung nakalagay sa trial balance pero 10,1 yung nakalagay sa details niya. So na-check natin yun through subsidiary ledger. Ito yung parang subsidiary ledger or yung details ng petty cash compared dun sa general ledger na nasa trial balance amount. So ang gagawin natin yung details, yung 10,1 less yung hindi mga kasama sa petty cash fund. Itong 1,6, 1,2, and 1,3. So, we will be left with 6,000 na adjusted petty cash fund. Next question naman nila dito is, magkano daw yung BPI current account? So, ang BPI current account natin is 1 million. Sabi sa trial balance, i-audit natin ngayon yung laman ng BPI current account. So, sabi, included dito, letter A, is check written and dated December 29, 2020 and delivered to payee on January 2, 2021, amounting to 80,000. So, dito, tayo ang issuer ng check kasi tayo sumulat. So, sumulat tayo ng check. Ang date is December 29. So, okay, hindi siya post-dated. Pero, na-deliver mo siya January 2 pa. So, undelivered siya as of December 31. So, dahil doon, hindi mo na-deliver yung cheque, hindi mo nabayaran, cash mo pa yan. Kasi hindi naman niya ma-encash ang cheque hanggat di mo na-deliver din sa kanya. So, undelivered check of 80,000. Letter B, check written on December 27. So, sa written, so okay tayo. Hindi siya post-dated. Hindi siya, yung date niya is nagawa agad yung cheque. Pero dated siya ng January 2. So, post-dated siya. Delivered to payee on December 29. Ito yung sample ng post-dated check kasi na-deliver nga natin. So, hindi siya undelivered. Okay, nabigay natin siya ng December 29. Kaso nga lang, yung date ng check is January 2 pa. So, hindi naman niya may encash dahil nga post-dated pa yung check. So, as issuer, nasa atin pa yung cheque, nasa kanya yung cheque pero hindi niya ma-encash. So, cash pa natin siya. Kaya natin ina-add back yung 40,000. So, ang adjusted natin BPI current account to, ang adjusted BPI current account natin is 1,120,000. Okay, so next, binigyan din tayo ng info about sa credit balance ng Security Bank. So, ito kasi yung additional na mga nasa trial balance ni Y Company or ni Baguio Company. So, si Baguio Company is may Security Bank current account na negative 80,000. So, sabi niya dito, the credit balance in the Security Bank current account number 2 represents checks drawn in excess of the deposit balance. These checks were still outstanding at December 31. So, ang tinitignan natin, yung sabi ko, kapag meron ka namang account dun sa same bank, so ito kay Security Bank, may current account number 1 siya, so may debit balance siya dito or positive balance, then may negative, pwede na lang natin i-offset yung balance na number 2. So, ang Security Bank na adjusted balance natin is 1,080,000 minus 80,000 is 1 million. Okay, next. Tapos, sinabi din na the savings account deposit in PNB has been set aside for by the Board of Directors for acquisition of new equipment. The account is expected to be disbursed in the next 3 months from the balance sheet date. So ito, hindi natin siya isasama since yung purpose ng fund na sinet aside to is for acquisition of new equipment or for non-current assets. So excluded siya sa ating cash and cash equivalents. Then, PNB time deposit, yung isa pa sa given, 500,000 is included. Okay, so now, let's move naman dun sa mga answers sa ating quiz. Okay, so, isa sa question dun is, what procedure ng audit of cash ang may direct approach sa provide ng existence of cash. So, as discussed sa audit procedures, ang bank confirmation provides direct approach. Since nakakapag-confirm tayo directly kay bangko, so meron tayong direct checking ng existence. Okay, next question ng mga theory natin. This is performed only when internal control over the recording of cash receipts and disbursements is considered weak. So, ito, si proof of cash, siya yung ginagawa lang natin kapag yung internal control ay weak. Baga, hindi siya required procedure. Depende siya sa assessment ng internal control. Next, which of the following auditing procedure would the auditor not apply to a cut-off bank statement? So, ito, given yung mga details, so kailangan mong i-check alin ba yung hindi gagawin para sa cut-off bank statement. Okay, so itong tatlo kasi pertains yan sa cut-off bank statement. Then ito, pertains siya sa bank reconciliation, yung pagre-reconcile. So ito, hindi to kasama sa review ng cut-off. Okay, next, essential phase of the audit audit of cash balance at the end of the year is the auditor's review of cut-off bank statement. This specific procedure is not useful in determining if, so okay, para saan ba yung pagre-review ng cut-off? So, na-discuss ko yung kiting, yung transfer, bank transfer within different bank. Usually, yun yung nade-detect na to. Then, kapag naiwang open yung cash receipts, disbursements per bank statement can be reconciled with the total checks written. So, ang hindi lang siya nagagamit is for lapping. Okay, so sa mga nakalimot na, yung lapping kasi ito yung sa accounts receivable, kunyari may collection, papalitan natin na collection to para sa isang client kasi nakuha natin yung collection doon tapos ulit siya ulit. Ganun. So, hindi siya na-detect through cut-off bank statement. Okay, next. An auditor would consider a cashier's job description to contain compatible duties if the cashier receives remittance from the mailroom and also prepares the daily deposit slip. Okay, next. So, yung next natin is yung mga problems naman. Okay. So, ito yung isa sa problem natin, si Y Corporation. So, ang tanong dito is, magkano yung adjusted cash balance, then magkano yung cash shortage. Okay, so gawin natin kung magkano yung hinihingi nila. So, ito, makakuha natin siya through bank reconciliation. Okay, so, basahin natin. So, based on your cash count, ang cash count ay 19,200. Then, ito yung cash book and other evidence is also valid. January collections, 75,200. Total duplicate deposit slip ng January, 44,000. So, ito, ibig sabihin, merong error, merong January pero January pa na-deposit. Pero kung titignan naman kasi natin, parang okay lang kung basta recorded naman siya sa cash on hand and wala pa naman talaga siya sa cash in bank dahil hindi lang naman na-deposit. So, letter C, cash book balance at December 31 amounted to 186,000 representing both cash on hand and cash in bank. So, ito, balance per book amounting to 186,000. Bank statement showed balance of 170,400. So, balance per bank. Ito yung mga unadjusted binigay niya sa atin. Amounting to 170,400. Outstanding checks ng December 31. Meron ditong galing pa sa November, meron galing sa December. Pero lahat sila outstanding pa as of December. So, dapat pa natin silang isama sa ating reconciling item. So, add natin yung 1,8 plus 6,6. 8 plus 6,6 plus yung 2,4, 1,6, 20,000, 3,6 plus 10,000. Okay. Which is meron tayong 46,000 na standing checks. Okay, next. Undeposited collections amounted to 20,000. So, at December 31, meron tayong deposit in transit amounting to 20,000. An amount of 4,400 representing proceeds of a clean draft on a customer was credited by bank but not yet taken by the company's book. So, book reconciling item siya, which is para siyang collection. So, para siyang something na hindi pa na-record di book pero na-record na di bank kasi na-collect niya na. Amounting to 4,400 na credit memo. Bank service charge for December, 400. Okay, so bank service charge. So, ang bank service charge ay isang debit memo and deduction siya since hindi pa nare-record ni book na meron pala siyang deduction na bank service charge. Okay? So, binigay din niya yung bank record na pin-repair niya ng December. Pero, syempre sa auditor, usually rene-perform natin buo. So, Pwede rin tayong mag-start from binigay niya or pwede rin namang i-perform natin given yung details na nakuha natin. So next is, how much is the adjusted cash balance? Okay, so ang ating adjusted balance per book, 190,000. Then ang adjusted balance per bank natin, 144,400. So dito tayong tataka na parang, given na lahat pero hindi pa rin balanse. Meron na rin tayong mga error considered na. So dito napapasok na kapag wala tayo, baka merong cash shortage. So ang assumption natin sa problem is nagkaroon ng cash shortage amounting to 45,600. So ang answer sa first question na adjusted cash balance ay 190,000 at ang cash shortage ay 45,600. I mean is 190 minus 45, 144,400 ang adjusted nating balance. Kasi assume natin yung shortage is nanggaling sa book na adjustments. Okay, next. The accountant for the X company assembled the following data. So binigyan tayo ng 2 months. So alam na natin na proof of cash yung gagawin natin. So how much is the adjusted cash balance ng June 30 and how much is the adjusted bank receipts for July? So para makuha siya, plot natin yung 4-column reconciliation natin. Sa beginning ng month, plus receipts, less disbursements, equals July balance. So, paplot lang natin itong bank recon natin for 2 months. So, binigyan tayo ng balance per books. Kasi per book yan, cash account balance, amounting to 15,822. Then, sa July daw natin is meron tayong 39,745. Tapos, bigyan tayo ng bank statement balance. So, meron din tayong balance per book, per bank. Balance per bank. Amounting to 107,082. Then, meron din tayong 137,817 na given niya. Tapos, nagkaroon daw ng deposit in transit ng both months. So, dito yun, deposit in transit. Meron tayong DIT ng June. So, amounting to 8,201. So, dahil bank recon to, and ito yung part ng bank, kapag nagkaroon ng deposit in transit is, dapat i-add natin yun sa bank recon ng month na yun, di ba? Tapos, kailangan natin i-assess yung impact niya sa later month, yung sa July. So, dahil deposit in transit siya ng June, papasok yan sa July pa. Papasok sa receipts nila. So, dapat tanggalin natin siya. Okay. Next, deposit in transit ng July naman. So, 12,880. So, lagi ko yung una is, tinitignan ko saang month siya. So, July siya, and ano bang treatment ng deposit in transit? Additional. So, 12,880. And saan siya dapat mag-reflect? Dahil additional na receipts to, 12,880, additional siya dito sa part na to. Next, outstanding checks. So, outstanding checks natin ng June amounted to 27,718. So, itingnan muna natin sa June, i-apply muna natin should be. So, should be na pabawas siya sa June bank recon natin. Tapos tignan natin anong impact sa July. So, ang mangyari niyan, sa July pa lang, papasok sa disbursement. So, pumasok dito yung 27,718 na outstanding check for June. So, dapat natin siyang tanggalin. Next, outstanding check naman ng July. Outstanding check natin na 31,112, ibabawas natin dun sa July kasi yun yung impact niya sa July bank statement. Then, dahil papasok to ng July disbursement, kailangan din natin i-add dito sa disbursement. Okay, next, customer check deposited July 10. So, during July daw, may dineposit. Then, return din noong July 16. Mark NSF and redeposited immediately. No entry made on the books for return or redeposit. So, anong impact nito ngayon? ito medyo confusing siya, pero dapat dito siya magpo-fall. So, yung NSF check, which is ang understanding natin, book recon item yan na. Kaso nga lang, ang nangyari kasi this time is within the month, netong July. So, si Books, ang nangyari, pumasok kasi niyan, pumasok sa kanya as receipts, pumasok sa kanya as disbursement. Yan, 8 to 50. Kasi nga lang, kailangan nating tanggalin for both sides since hindi nagkaroon ng impact talaga dapat. Kasi nga, nare-deposit din naman yung NSF check. So, next, collection by bank of companies notes receivable. So, ito, may na-miss out tayo, bank service charge pala dito. Bank service charge amounting to 72 pesos ng June. So, ang bank service charge ay isang debit memo. So, pabawas sa book recon item, 72. Tapos, dahil pumasok pa lang siya sa disbursement ng July, so, kailangan natin siyang tanggalin sa kanya sa July. Then, bank service charge naman ng July amounting to 60 is deductible siya sa book recon item and disbursement siya talaga ng July, kaya additional siya. Next, yung note collected or credit memo ng June amounting to 71,815 is kailangan natin i-add dito. And kailangan din natin i-consider na next month or sa July, papasok na naman siya sa receipts. So, kailangan natin tanggalin. Credit memo ng July naman amounting to 8,900. So, tamang ilagay siya dito. And kailangan din natin pasok siya dito sa receipts. So, ngayon, pwede nating makuha yung total kasi nga lang nawawala ito. So, binigay din niya disbursement in July per bank statement. So, dito daw may 218,373. So, with this, makukuha natin magkano yung receipts kasi yun yung magiging pang balance natin dito. So, meron tayong ending, disbursement, June. Okay, so 249,108. So, paano natin? Check natin. Diba? June plus receipts plus disbursements equals 137,817. So, binurk back lang natin para makuha natin yung receipts. Okay, next. Dito naman, cash receipts in July per books. So, ito, receipts, 236,452. Disbursement natin, pwede rin natin i-work back. 39, 6, beginning plus receipts minus disbursement minus ito. Pwede nating i-check yun by beginning plus receipts plus disbursement should be equal sa total. Ayan. So, meron na tayong mga beginning nila. So, kailangan na lang natin yung adjusted balances. Yan, balance na tayo. So, ang sagot natin sa adjusted cash balance ay 120,585. Ang adjusted bank receipts is 245,537. Yan, sana mas nagets niyo yung audit of cash natin. Thank you.